in the morning mist, in a valley forgotten by maps. Silence is a thin layer of crystal about to break. Here, two legends of steel are about to clash. On the western flank, Colonel Ivan Petrov and his crew await inside the Red Bear, a formidable Soviet heavy tank. Each scratch on its armor tells a story of survival. To the east, Commander Klaus Richter, aboard the Grey Ghost, an agile and lethal German tank, observes the terrain with hawk-eyes. Both are veterans, both are the best, and today, only one will remain standing. The first sign of battle is not a shot, but the cracking of a branch under steel treads. It's an invitation, a challenge thrown to the wind. Richter, true to his nickname Ghost, orders a fast and stealthy movement. His tank glides between the trees, seeking an elevated position. Patience, men, he whispers through the intercom. Patience is the strongest shield. His objective is clear. Find a weak point, a perfect angle. Meanwhile, Petrov is not fooled. The Red Bear is not a stealth beast. It's a mobile fortress. Let him come. Petrov growls. Let him come test our steel. Load our more piercing round. His crew, a team hardened in 1,000 battles, obeys with mechanical efficiency. They don't need to move much. They are the anvil on which the enemy's hammer will break. Their strategy is anticipation and overwhelming firepower. The first shot thunders through the valley. It's from the Grey Ghost. The projectile whistles through the air and strikes the front armor of the Red Bear. Sparks fly like furious fireflies, but the armor holds. Inside the Soviet tank, the crew barely feels the jolt. Petrov smiles coldly. A greeting, he says. Now, return the favor. Fire. The Red Bear's cannon spits fire and shrapnel. The shot is a roar that makes the earth tremble. The projectile flies toward the last known position of the German tank, but Richter is no longer there. Right after firing, he ordered his driver to move, using the smoke from his own shot as cover. It's a deadly dance, a game of hide and seek with tons of steel. Richter knows he can't exchange direct blows. His advantage is speed. The following minutes are a symphony of roaring engines and impacting steel. The Grey Ghost appears and disappears between the hills and forests, launching precise shots that desperately seek a weakness in the Soviet Colossus. He strikes the treads, the turret, seeking to disable the beast. Each impact leaves a new scar, but the Red Bear remains operational, responding with blind fury, its shots uprooting trees and creating craters where solid ground once was. Inside the Red Bear, tension increases. He's playing with us, Colonel, shouts the loader. Petrov grips the controls. No, but even Ghost must stop to breathe. He's waiting for his opportunity, observing Richter's movement patterns. He knows that his enemy's boldness is also his greatest weakness. Sooner or later, he'll make a mistake. And then, it happens. In his eagerness to obtain a perfect firing angle on the rear of the Red Bear, Richter orders his tank to cross a small clearing. For only 3 seconds, the Grey Ghost is completely exposed without the protection of the trees. For Petrov, 3 seconds are an eternity. Now, Petrov roars. His gunner, who had been following the movement almost by instinct, doesn't need to be told twice. The cannon turns with surprising speed and fires. This time, there's no mistake. The projectile cuts through the air and strikes the side of the Grey Ghost, just below the turret. The sound of perforated metal is an agonizing screech. Inside the German tank, emergency lights flicker and smoke fills the cabin. Critical damage. Fire in the engine compartment, shouts the engineer. Richter, stunned but unharmed, hits the hatch. Out! Everyone out! Now! The crew evacuates the dying tank just as flames begin to devour its interior. From a distance, They watch as their gray ghost becomes a funeral pyre of steel and fire. Intevali Salen slowly returns, only broken by the crackling of flames. The red bear advances cautiously toward the smoking remains of its adversary. Petrov opens his hatch and observes the scene with the fresh morning air on his face. There is no joy in his victory, only somber respect for a worthy enemy. He sees Richter and his crew in the distance, alive. He nods slightly, a gesture only he understands. The battle is over. The red bear has proven that brute force, combined with a hunter's patience, can defeat even the most cunning of ghosts. As his tank slowly moves away from the battlefield, leaving behind the blackened skeleton of its rival, legends of this confrontation will begin to be whispered in the camps. The story of the bear and the ghost, a lesson in steel, strategy, and the unbreakable spirit of the tank crews. And so concludes our story today. An epic battle where strategy and patience were as important as the thickness of armor. What did you think of this duel of titans? Do you prefer the brute force of the red bear or the agility of the gray ghost? Let me know in the comments. If you like these legendary battle stories, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of our next adventures. Thanks to everyone for the support. Let's go for those 200 subscribers. See you on the next battlefield. See you later.